What's going on, everybody? It is the Full Throttle Hog, and today I'm going to share a little bit of knowledge, some things that I use, and 5 tips. That's right, 5 tips that I think will make your editing of your motovlogs a little faster. So whether you're a new motovlogger or have been motovlogging for a long time, hopefully these tips will help you out and just make you a little bit more productive, a little more streamlined. If you enjoy hanging out with other motovloggers, don't forget we have Motovlogger Monday, which is a live stream that happens on Monday. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get on this Monday, but make sure you're looking out for the bell notifications in your feed to participate in that live stream. Also coming up in a video, we are going to be talking about how to use multi-cameras and how to sync them all together quick, easy, and effective. So be on the lookout for that. But let's get back in studio and I'm going to show you these 5 editing tips. So we are back in studio and we are going to be working with Adobe Premiere Pro. If you do not have Adobe Premiere Pro, some of these tips will still work for you. But I've been using Adobe Premiere Pro for over 20 years, and this is what I've come up with to help you out and make your videos more streamlined. So let's take a look at this. The first thing that we're going to go over is going to be the use of hotkeys. They are crucial, and as we go through this video, I will show you why. So to get to your hotkeys, you're going to go up to your edit up here at the top, go down to keyboard shortcuts. So I'll keep this up here for just a second so you can see exactly how I have my hotkeys set up. And I want to make sure I have everything in my left hand accessible so that my right hand can be used just for my mouse and I don't even have to look down at all as I'm doing my edit. So some of the key things that I like to have set up is my zoom in and zoom out, my A and my S key. My A key is zoom in, my S key is zoom out. My add edit key is E. My ripple delete is F. My razor tool is C. And then my link and unlink is going to be X. Those are the ones that I predominantly use to make my edits go really fast. You can set these up however you see fit, but this is how I have my setup. So that is going to be tip number 1. Set up your hotkeys. It'll save you a ton of time. Tip number 2 is going to be adding in and out points to your videos, and I'll show you how to do that now. So we have some clips here. And a lot of times when you're filming, you don't really want to use the entirety of that clip because there's something going on, there's shadows, it's shaky, whatever. So go through all of your videos that you're going to be using for your edit. Take the extra time to do this. It will save you a lot of time and your video will look that much better. But let's just say, for example, right here, I would like to use something, you know, from here to here because I like that turning of my head movement, right? So as I'm here, I will use I for input. I will hit my space bar, and right about there, I'm gonna go with my O for output. Now I can go to another clip and I could say, you know what? Let's take a look down here. I want to use this turn. I like exactly where I'm going in this turn, so I'm gonna go I. And I want to go all the way through this turn to there, and I'm going to say, oh. Now, it doesn't matter what you do, your in and out points are set. Now I can go back into my original clip, this one right up here. This has all been saved. I can just grab the video itself, not the audio file, because I don't want to use the audio file, and I click and drag it down to my playhead, and that's, I'm going to mute out this music soundtrack real quick. And that's pretty much the only clip that I have in here. There's me turning, boom, and I'm done. Same thing if I go down to that clip that we got here. Doesn't matter where this is at, but it remembers this specific area. I grab this file, and I just sit right here. So we have here, and we have the going into the turn and what have you. So in and out points will save you a ton of time in your edit if you take those extra steps. Now I want to give you a little bit of a bonus tip. Let me clear some of this out here. A lot of times you have, especially when it comes down to drone footage, you have a large file that you have to go through. But in that file, you might have multiple areas that you want to use. For example, here in this drone video, we have a reveal shot where the gimbal is facing down. And let's just say I know I have a couple other areas in this video that I want to use, but this one is definitely one I want to add as well. So instead of taking this clip, I come down here, I find that area that I want, and then I cut it out. I'm going to use my E key to make that cut, And then I'm going to come over here and I'm like, where is that? Oh, right there. That's what I want to use. I want to use that. Then I'm going to take this. I'm going to delete it out. I'm going to move it over here. And hopefully that's exactly where I like it during this switch, which is going to be right about here. That's actually time consuming. There is a faster way. And then when you get into video, especially if you're on group rides, you have somebody filming with their GoPro for 3 hours, you're like, oh boy, this is going to be a lot. It is going to be a lot. However, you can make it a lot easier. So going up into here, I will set an in and out point on where I want this reveal right here over the water. I hit I for in, just like before, and I hit my out point and I say, you know what? I really like that shot. All you have to do is click anywhere inside this pane and bring it down to your project window. From there, that's the only shot that it has. You can say lake reveal. So in here, you can make several different clips where I'm going to say here, there's my in point. Oh, for my out point, I like that shot just as itself. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say mountain. And that's it. So off one video file, we just created 2 additional video files. You can do that as many times as you see fit, and it will help your edit and save you a ton of time. Moving on. This next tip is going to be the use of markers. If you like to edit to the beats of music, which is aesthetically pleasing to the ear, to the eye, then you're going to want to follow these tips because it's a lot easier. So let's unmute this audio track real quick, and we're just going to give this a listen, and we're going to try to pay attention in the beat of the music where we would like to add our clips. So let's take a listen. Okay, kind of got a good feel for it. So very important, if you click right here, this is selecting this audio layer. You don't want to do that. You want to click somewhere so this is all greened out. But you do want this box blue, so you can click up here and it will be blue, but you want to have the playhead start at the beginning. So you're going to use spacebar to start, and every single time you want to add a clip, you're going to hit M for marker. And I'll explain what we're going to do at the end. Just for right now, follow along. It'll make sense once we get through it. So here we go. M, 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 M. All right, so let's say we are having a change in scenery, and that's what we want to do. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 clips. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through all of your video files. And you're going to set those in and out points. Hopefully if you have enough footage that's more than the time needed. But you want to go through here and scrub through this footage and say, you know what? I want to use, I think I already have this one marked here. So I'm going to say, I like where I'm turning my head. Yep. So we have that one already marked. We're good. We're going to go through all of our video files and do it the same way. We're going to make a marker in here and a marker out here. Once you're satisfied with the areas of where you made those cuts in that video, this is where the magic's going to happen. So you're going to be able to take this entire sequence, including drone footage and different clips that you want to use to add into those marker points that you've already created. Let me show you how. So I'm going to left click on my mouse. I have that video file selected. I'm then from here on out going to hold down the control key as I go through and say, you know what, my second shot I want to be here. My third shot I want to be, let's say, back here. My fourth shot I would like a drone shot. My fifth shot, let's go back to here. My sixth shot will go back to a drone shot. My seventh shot will be here. Let's go 8 to another drone shot. 9, 10. We'll just do it like that. All right. So now you're going to want to come back over here to your editing timeline. You're going to want to move your playhead to the beginning. And you're going to see these little dots right here. It's next to this search key. And this is automate to sequence. You're going to click on that. Very important that you're going to hit selection order. You don't want sort order. You want it to be on selection order. For me, I don't want them to bring in any of the audio, so I can put ignore audio. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click OK. Watch what happens. Boom. So now with these markers, it's already made all those edits and those cuts to the beat that we had pre-selected. So now if we hit play, as you can see right here, we had this little gap. All that means is that we did not do an in and out point far enough. So we want to extend that clip out just a little bit, extend this clip out just a little bit, and therefore it will play smooth to the beat. That's pretty much what you can do on any of your sequences. It saves a ton of time, it looks professional, and hopefully that's a tip that you will put in your back pocket to use the next time you're going to edit one of your motovlogs. Okay, so for our next tip, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get rid of some of these drone shots just because of what we're going to be doing. Going here. Okay, we're going to talk about adjustment layers. So adjustment layers is something that you can use at any time for color grading, for adding special effects to more than just one area or one clip in your timeline. So you're going to go down here. You can do it a couple different ways. You can go File, New. You can go down to Adjustment Layer. It'll open that up. Or you can come down here to this little note down at the bottom that says New Item. Go here and say Adjustment Layer. It'll make sure you have your settings set up correctly. You now have an adjustment layer that you're going to throw over the top of your footage. Right now, it's not doing anything. Everything looks the same, right? Okay, so we want to make sure that we have our adjustment layer selected, and we're going to go into our color tab, and we're going to mess around with these colors because it was a bright sunny day, and we can see here from our scopes that we need to bring our blacks down quite a bit, and we want to probably bring our shadows down a little bit. Contrast, we'll bump that just a little bit, and then we're going to put a little curve in here, a little S curve, bring our highlights up, our shadows down. So you can see right now, this is after the effects have taken place. This is before, it's a little washed out, a little bit better. You don't have to do that for all of these clips. You actually just did it over an adjustment layer, so all of these clips have been affected by this adjustment layer. And you can see it right there. That's with the adjustments, that's without. And all I did it was just to the adjustment layer, and it made it for all of the clips. Every single clip has been color graded in that way. You probably do need to go back through and fine tune and tweak certain areas that might have some shadows, or you need to up the exposure and just, a few shots here and there. But predominantly, you can get a lot of your color grading done just by using an adjustment layer. So moving on to our final tip, it's more of an organizational thing, but it'll make your project streamlined and that much easier to make corrections, and just kind of see how you're using each of your camera angles if you're using a multi-camera angle. And so we can see right here, we have GoPro 8 footage and we have GoPro 9 footage. But you'll see if I were to open up one of these and I bring it over to my timeline, that's blue. And I go to my GoPro 9 footage and I open this up here, it's a different camera angle, and I bring it over here. Let's shrink this down a little bit, and that's blue. When this might not look like a big deal because you only have a couple different clips, but when you're dealing with a larger timeline and you have multiple edits and you have drone footage and you have, the Nikon shot along with multicam, you want to make sure you color code all of these just to make it easier for you to pinpoint areas that you want to pay specific attention to. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get this out of here. We are going to go here and let's go to our GoPro 8. We're going to highlight the folder section and scroll down, hit shift, left click, make sure all of them are highlighted. We're then going to right click. We're going to go up to label and we're going to label this green. Okay. Then we're going to go to our GoPro 9 footage. We're going to repeat that process, hold down shift, left click, right click. We're going to label this purple. So now when I use the same footage that I was using before, if I were to draw the GoPro 8, we can see that that is going to be green. And then when I go up to the GoPro 9, it is going to be purple. This makes it way easier when you're dealing with multiple clips. So let's say you use this clip here, and then you went over here and there was another clip. You might be doing color correction you might be doing something, but now you can just take a quick look at your timeline here and say, okay, these are the clips I've used of the GoPro 8, and these are the clips I've used for the GoPro 9, or if you have cameras labeled for front facing, rear facing, doesn't matter how you do it, it's all subjective, it's your choice. But that's going to do it for me. Hopefully these tips helped you streamline your motovlog edits. If you liked the video, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you thought. This is Full Throttle Hog, and we will catch you on the next one.